So we have this little cube here. So how we can animate now? Let's go to a little bit more advanced stuff. How we can animate this. In order to animate this, and of course we need to be in animation mode. Okay. Don't forget that we set this to kinematic, so we can animate this. Okay. So we click on animation mode, and we find our cube, and we either right click and create animation, okay, or we just click this little button here and we create an animation. We can rename this animation anything we like, something like moving platform, okay, moving platform, and you will see now that this familiar timeline now appears. So how to animate this cube now? To animate this cube, we should first import it into our animation, and to import it we can click this little button that says add object, okay, or we can right click the box and add to timeline. Most of the time I use it like this. So here is the box. Now let's animate it. To animate it, we click the plus sign here, and we see all these available properties that we can animate. Not something that we cannot animate, okay? Only those that we can animate. So in properties we can animate the position, the rotation, the scale. We can animate the material or the opacity or the color. For example, let's animate the color just for the example. Now it's white. We can click here and make it, for example, red. And if we click the play button, you see now the cube is animated the color. We don't need this for now. Let's go back, and we can also animate the physics. So we can have a kinematic object and convert it into a dynamic through the animation, or change the mass and the friction or the bounciness, or we can even enable or disable this cube. Okay, for now let's animate the position X. So when we import this position X in our timeline, we will see a keyframe is placed here. If we click this keyframe, we will see a value called origin. Now many people are getting confused with this origin, and they think that origin means the initial position of the cube. This is not true. Origin means the current position of the true. So you should be very careful with this, and if you make this clear, it will be easier. So origin means the current position of the cube, where the cube is located at this moment of the time. So if we want to move this cube 10 units, so somehow somewhere here, let's click on 4 seconds, for example, and a new keyframe is created. And now we can type origin plus 10. Okay, origin plus 10. And what this means is that we force the cube to move from its current position to a current position plus 10 units. And if we click play now, you will see that our cube is moving 10 units from its current position. Not the initial, don't be confused. So as we are now, the current position of the cube is here, not here. Okay, this is the current position. So if I click play again, the cube moves another 10 from its current position from here. And if I click play again, you will see the cube is keep moving from its current position. And if I go out of this animation, for example, click somewhere here and here, you will see that the cube in reality is always here, because this animation is not playing right now. So let's move the cube, let's make the cube move between 2 points. So let's click somewhere here and create a new frame, a new keyframe. So, and we will type here something like origin minus 10. So because we want the cube to go back. Okay, and before I click on play. Let me explain what you are going to see. So the cube now, this is the current position of the cube. if we click play and the cursor comes here, the cube will be here. So that will be the current position of the cube. And then we set to animation to go 10 units back from the current position. So from here it should be go back. And we can enable this loop sign. So this means that this animation will play in loop. When it goes to the end, we will start from the beginning again. And if we play now, we will see that the cube it goes here and it returns back. Now this is the current position and goes 10 again and so on. Okay, so now how can we trigger this animation? How we can make this animation start? So in order to start this animation, we go to Triggers tab, okay, and we click this thunder. And this thunder we can see all the available triggers, all the available options that we can start this animation from. If I click on launch scene, this means that this animation will start on the beginning of the game. And if I click, for example, this thunder again and add a different trigger, for example, this key down, and now the game asks us to add which key we want to include here. So let's say Alt, for example. And now that you see this little OR here. This means that this animation to start, it can start either in the beginning of the game or if we hit the Alt key. So one of these two should be true to start this animation. But if I click on the OR, now we changed it and we made it end, which means that both of these should be true to start the animation. So both these and these should be true. And if I right click here and add not, this means that this animation will start playing as soon as this is true and this is false. So this should be true and not, this should not be true. This is what not means. Let me delete this for now. And other triggers include a collision event between two items, or an animation start or end, a different animation, or a state machine. We will see this a little bit later and you will understand. Or a comparison event between when comparing two values, or a different trigger, or a game flow, or an object. This is really important. When an object is on or an object is off, or even a network event. Okay, just a brief presentation of these triggers. And if we play the game now, we will see that our cube is moving, and since it's kinematic, we can jump on the cube, and we have just created a small moving platform. Take this platform, for example. Let's move it around here, and let's move it out of the group for now. Something like this. Okay, and let's have the same coordinates like the box. 4, what is it, 3? Just, it doesn't matter, the numbers doesn't matter, okay. And let's take this box and move it out of the way. And let's say we want to animate this platform now. This is a very easy tip to fast prototyping. So like before, since this is a moving platform and we want our character to be able to step on it, this needs physical properties. So let's go to Physics tab and let's enable physics, and now it's static. Static means it's static, we cannot animate it. So let's go to kinematic and if we go to animation mode again, and we find that animation that we have just created, the moving platform. You see here it says box, but we don't want to animate the box, we want to animate the platform. So a very cool trick is to right click, retarget, and we just find the model that we want to retarget it to. In our case, the platform. Okay, platform. And let's save, and we are done. Okay, we can delete the box. And if we play now, we have a moving platform that is a more proper one instead of the box. Okay, and how it has exactly the same behavior.